was. You have to get right with God now. Han meditations. You guys, we just heard of a huge earthquake coming. We're going to talk about what this possibly means for the end times, what this possibly means for everything that's going on in the world. And the new eclipse is absolutely crazy. You're going to want to stay tuned. You don't want to miss this information.
Did you hear that? Right now at 11, people in the northeastern states rattled by an earthquake this morning. Good morning. That earthquake near New York City is our top story. A 4.8 magnitude quake. People in the United Nations building were shocked to feel their room shaking.
Earthquake.
Is that an earthquake?
Yeah.
Well, education is...
You're making the ground shake.
At the United Nations Security Council meeting, the president of the Save the Children had to pause her speech as the room shook. This mild earthquake struck New Jersey, and it could be felt in New York City, Philadelphia, and Washington, D.C. One person we spoke to live this morning described the moment he felt the tremors.
All of a sudden, the house just started shaking. It was like a locomotive noise and a rumbling. And then my teenage daughter came running down the stairs, freaking out. And I go to the floor and we have a chandelier, and it was moving. And I tell the reporter, I'm having an earthquake. And then 2 seconds later in New York, where his apartment was, he said, my apartment's shaking. I got to go. So it was, a 4.7 to a Californian or anyone else living through normal earthquakes, probably nothing. But for someone in the Northeast that's never experienced anything like this, it was rattling.
All is still now and no reports of injuries, but very unsettling. Let's bring in CBS 2 meteorologist Ed Kern with more on the earthquake.
Yeah, and it's certainly not unheard of in that area, but this is a little bit stronger than what they normally would see. A magnitude now 4.8 is what they're saying, a depth of about a mile. And it happened at about 9:20 in the morning our time. There may have been an aftershock here because we normally go yellow as it starts to get older. Now we've just had one pop up here. So this says magnitude 2.0 with a depth of 5 miles. So this is an aftershock that just happened after the first one. So that's kind of interesting. It's across the Ramapo Fault is what it's called. It goes from Haverstraw, New York, down to Schaefferstown, Pennsylvania. It shook along this area at a little area called White House Station, New Jersey. It's not unheard of for this fault to cause earthquakes. The last one was just a month or so ago, but it was only a 2, which is the second one we just saw there, a 2. But to have a 4.8 kind of gets people's attention. Jim?
Sure does. Thank you.
This is getting a little crazy, a little weird, maybe even a little spooky, but we all believe in God. We all believe that everything will be fine. We don't want to be causing fear to anybody. But one thing that we do know, there was a 4.8 magnitude earthquake in New York City. That's almost never happens. What else is happening on 4.8? The total eclipse, guys. And then
4.8.
4.8. So is this a coincidence? Maybe, maybe not. You just have to honestly keep your eyes and opens because you don't want to be in a position where, oh, guess what? This happens and then it's the end times. All this crazy stuff is happening and you didn't see it for what it was. You have to get right with God now. But also at the same time, guys, guess what? There's also something else that's coming in that came across our desk today. What was it? Cicadas or locusts are coming?
The locusts, which are known to only come out at certain times across many, many years. They'll be away hibernating, and then they will come out. This was a very big event back in the 1800s. All the crops got eaten in the United States.
That's how far it was?
I'm not sure if that was the last time,
but
I know that,
big one,
that was
because they're
one
saying
of the
this one's going to be big. They're saying this one is going to be crazy big. It's going to be huge. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, really think about it. This is really like some stuff straight out of a prophecy. We're going to have locusts. You're going to have bugs coming. You have a 4.8 magnitude earthquake the week before. I mean, that's just crazy. What day is it today?
Today is currently Friday the 5th. We're 3 days away from the eclipse.
I mean, if you really want to get crazy, this is a reach, obviously, but I mean, if we're getting crazy and reaching, I mean, you have Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, dude. That's 4. That's 4. If you count Friday as a full day, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, I don't know, guys. I mean, obviously we're joking a little bit because it's like, do we really think this means anything? I don't know. I think it's good to just have a clear head on it, but it is, things are synchronistically lining up. I don't think anything is really truly a coincidence.
And I mean, if we're really gonna stretch, like they said, the Ramapo fault, Ramapo. I mean, that almost kind of sounds like rupture.
Oh, whoa!
And it almost kind of sounds like rampage.
Oh, yeah. I don't. Yeah, that's.
All right, we're stretching with that one.
Yeah,
I
mean, this whole thing is a stretch. Let's be real, but it is interesting to see, and it is interesting to note because.
But I mean, with that ship crashing into the bridge at Washington, D.C., I mean, apparently that's a big bridge for trade and services. So, I mean, in my lifetime, I've never heard of a bridge totally collapsing because a ship crashed
it's
into
almost
it.
like every day there's something. Like, can I just relax and have a relaxing day? That's why sometimes I don't watch the news but one of my friends, he lives in New York City and he was texting me all this stuff like, oh, this is crazy. I'm having an earthquake. So I wouldn't have known otherwise. But sometimes it's good to just shut the news off, shut your brain off, stop thinking so much and stop worrying so much and actually just, hey, guess what? Now it's time for me to just relax a little bit, do some meditation, do some prayer, and then you're going to be good to go. So don't even worry about it. But this is something that's fun and interesting that we think you guys would be interested in seeing. So thank you guys for watching this video, and we'll see you in the next one.